Welcome to AZ Rockhound Expeditions. Today, we're stepping back in time when Arizona was wild and the gold was booming. Whether you're into history, artifacts, rocks, or gold, you'll find it here. You maybe even find yourself a ghost. Come along with us as owner Lisa Miller gives us a tour to show what the 1899 hotel and luxury gold mine has to offer for all who visit.
This building was built in 1899, hence my sign, 1899, and we call it the Historic Hotel. Although we don't rent any rooms right now, back in the day, in 1899, that's what it was used for. It was across the street where the railroad track runs, and it was built by Frank Murphy, who developed the Santa Fe Railroad. This actually was built to be in conjunction with the Castle Hot Springs Resort, which is 22 miles up the road on Castle Hot Springs Road, and was really where rich people would go to be in the natural hot springs healing waters, and that's how it became popular. They built that resort in 1896. They built this on the railroad to receive the guests, and the guests would stay overnight at this hotel. There's only 8 rooms upstairs, and then they would take an 8-hour stagecoach ride up to the Castle Hot Springs Resort, and then stay like a month or 2, like an extended period of time, and be doing like recuperation things up in the mountains. So that's how this really came to be.
Oh, wow.
In the 1930s, the car had become more popular, and the stagecoach wasn't so necessary to come over here. So the stagecoach driver actually bought this hotel from Frank Murphy, and they used a truck and put it on telephone poles and dragged it across the street and positioned it here in front of Highway 60. And then like up front there's a pull through, like a canopy here. They had a gas station here, kind of like, this would be the old gas station, and on the side was the mechanics shop, which is now my little gold mining shack.
Yeah.
And inside was a general store, kind of like the Waltons back in the day, and the post office is in here. I actually still have the same address as the post office, which is next door.
Oh my gosh.
On my fuse panel, when I went to go get electric turned back on, it shared the address originally with the post office, so it still has that address on my fuse box in the back. So anyway, that family, the Hardy family, is the family that bought it after Frank Murphy owned it. They owned it for about 90 years, I guess, because back in it's been 20 years that they had not had this property opened or used. The roof had blown off, the whole upstairs got completely ruined with, just the rain and pigeons and vagrants, all that nonsense. So it was really a mess. So they were not interested to sell it to some big corporate person that might just knock this thing over. They were very attached to having somebody utilize it in some kind of way. So I have 260 acres of gold mines up the hill that you can see from here on. I'll show you where they are. You can see them. Yeah. And it turns out that it was just going to be a really good pairing with my tourism to have a place where people could meet up. And then there's camping. I developed a whole campground in the back. We have 7 acres here of camping spots, along with the historic site, along with the gold mine adventure. So we have the whole Wild West thing going on over here. So that's what's happening. This building, when they moved it across the street, this section was actually added on later, and it was what they used as a bar. And then the inside of the structure was used as the general store. And then in the back, they kind of used that back room as an office. And then upstairs, they just had storage. They weren't really using it for anything. So there's some artifacts around. Like, that old silver was actually the original silver paint back in the day. And there had been a drop ceiling in it, but we removed that. And that was the original paint. Structurally, we added a little bit more in there to just make it nice and safe. But that was it. I put a lot of this fascia board on the outside of the wall because there was just a lot of Well, you could see from the inside outside, so there had to be a way to insulate
gosh,
it
yeah.
and do something to at least contain the area here. Even outside, there's a board outside, but I can put my finger, I can see outside,
yeah.
So it was that way all the way around. So that's why
Drafty.
there's so much of this board that was added here and there to just really enclose it in a better way that it makes it more user friendly.
Yeah.
This is the original registration desk that was in 1899. This desk was in that room because this wasn't built yet, but now we use this as our lobby. So we receive people here, and then at a later time they had painted it all white, so we were able to strip it and get all the paint off of it. And then we had discovered that these things were on here. Some of them
That's so cool.
were not there, so we added a couple and just found artifacts back in the day to add to it. But what really happened was this is not the original portion of the desk. They would have done this probably in the 50s or 60s. They had taken a piece of the lobby desk off and made it that people could get grain out of this stuff. So like this was in there as like their main counter, and later they covered it up when they were having another use when people were not getting their grain out of the bins anymore in that old-fashioned way. So this whole desk has some history.
Wow.
Artifacts that were found along the way. Now,
Look at that.
when the people moved, you can imagine they took mostly everything that was of value. So that people say, oh, did you find a lot of cool things? Not so many, because if you were moving, you'd pack all your cool things and take with. You would not leave them behind. But we were able to find a few artifacts. Like this is the Castle Hot Springs Hotel or Resort dish. Because this was the Castle Hot Springs Resort Junction Hotel was the original name of this place. So this was some dishes that we found. This was an old bullet shell that we found. It had like 1905 on it.
Wow.
So we're like, oh, that's cool. We found this on the property.
Oh my
wow.
gosh.
Right? We thought that was cool.
That is very
Wow.
cool. Wow.
That is awesome.
Then I don't know if this was the cowboy that was after that guy. The old rusty spur. A box of buttons from the late 1800s.
Oh my gosh, that's
just-
so cool.
Just some old artifacts like this.
Wow.
Perfume bottles, it's like tilt on the, like we had them dated, they're like really old, like 100 years old.
Wow, that is so cool. Look at that. That is so awesome.
We won't give it all away. You'll have to come check it out for yourself. As for the tour and ghost walk are free.
It's
Second floor. Oh my goodness. Nothing creepy about this, Brian says. Nope, nothing creepy at all.
oh yeah, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Looks like he's been overworked.
He was. Worked his fingers to the bone.
Yeah, working to the bone here.
He's been there a long time.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
After cracking a few jokes on the second floor, unbeknownst to me, My camera went wonky and recorded the rest of the tour in slow motion and no audio. I blame the ghosts, since this has happened one other time at another haunted location. Lisa told us of her gold shack. They bring the pay dirt down from her claims. You get a lesson on panning and guaranteed gold in every pan. Lisa gives us a quick lesson on panning for gold. If you've seen us in past videos, we are no experts in this field. And just like that, we have found gold. Next, we ride into the desert to see the 260 acres of gold claims. You have the option of driving your own vehicle, or they do offer air-conditioned UTV rides up to the claims.
Be sure to enjoy the amazing views of the desert as you're driving to the claims. The desert holds a unique beauty, and the geology is exposed in several spots. Before you get to the claims, you'll come upon a hidden historic gem. This is a must-see. The Anderson Mill. Run by two brothers from the 1930s until 1951, they produced muscovite and mica for use in electrical, heat insulation, joint compound, and paint. The mill was made from old used parts, bits, and pieces, and is a hodgepodge of construction oddity. There's more to the story than history books provide. Your tour guide will tell you all the dirt. The upside-down rusted car serves as a warning for what happens when you drive these roads too fast. Once at the mine, you can see the operation in action, from crushing to sluicing and even panning for gold. The process is quite interesting.
Your tour guide will show you the 3-step process going from this to this. And I found a crystal cluster. These are samples of rock that are found on the claims. The one Brian picked up, we found had gold in it. It's called a luxury mine for a reason. For one, there's a washing station to clean your hands and rocks. There's a first aid station and clean bathrooms on site. They can even teach you how to operate a John Deere dozer.
The more adventurous types can rockhound and prospect across the claims. Be sure to spend some time searching the dry wash. You never know what you might find.
Look at all that black sand. You think there might be some gold hidden in there?
Only one way to find out.
With so many things to do, there is something for everyone to capture the spirit of the Old West.